I just now remembered to get rid of Flash on Grassless. We haven't really been using him a ton, outside of actually when we were going to use Flash, so... Yeah, that move was surprisingly unhelpful, but... At least we got more use out of it than we have most stat moves. Oh my god, spring. Wow. Time's crazy. Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we made it here to Route 18? I think we're on Route 18? We are on Route 18. After catching Virizion, we explored a little bit of Route 17 and Route 18. It's just off to the side of New Vema Town according to the town map, but it's actually off to the side of Route 1. This time, we're gonna continue exploring Route 18, seeing pretty much anything there is to see, because there's a lot here that's worth picking up. Surf is definitely the HM that you are going to get the most useful items out of. I want to fight this lady here. And while I talk about her, or I'm not going to talk about her, but while I fight her and her annoying Asimolga, let's talk about eggs. In the last episode, we picked up an egg from a Pokemon Ranger, or a treasure hunter, according to the actual description of the egg, in the house on this route. I'm not going to talk about what that egg will hatch into, we'll be seeing that later in this episode, but eggs hatch depending on the number of steps you take while they're in your party, and in this game in particular, there happens to be a very long, straight, uninterrupted pathway. Sky Arrow Bridge. If you want to hatch the egg really quickly, just spend like 5 to 10 minutes going back and forth on Sky Arrow Bridge, and the egg will hatch. It's annoying, but that's just how eggs work in this series. There are ways to make eggs hatch faster. For example, if you have a Pokemon that has Flame Body for an ability and the slot next to it in your party, that actually reduces the number of steps it takes to hatch. So I guess your only real option for that particular ability would be Litwick. I don't think there are any other Pokemon with that ability in this generation, but still, might be worth thinking about. If you want to catch a Litwick for that purpose, go for it. There's nothing else we can really get over here. If we head down here... Well, apparently I was wrong. But if we head down here... HM05 Waterfall. This is yet another HM that we are going to teach Ducklet, if Ducklet can learn it. Ducklet can't learn it. That's okay, we don't need it yet, but that is an HM move that's actually pretty damn useful. It has a chance of making the opponent flinch, even though it doesn't say so in the description. It's 80 power, 100% accuracy, and a physical attack. It's not a bad move. Especially if you're, for some reason, using a Basculin on your team, I can definitely recommend putting that on it more than I can Surf. So yeah, think about that. What's this guy gonna have? Did you come here by looking at the town map too? Maps are good, they tell you a lot of... but the map is wrong. Maybe he has a better map. The map just says it's straight out New Vema Town. That's not where we are. Alright, he has a Whimsicott. We're leading with Darunia at the moment, so this should not take more than hopefully one hit. Yep, it's not using Double Team, so it's dead. Easy. Whimsicott's adorable. I wish it was more viable. Especially in this game. Like, it's used competitively these days, but... Dragon Scale. That is another held item for evolution for a Pokemon that we literally cannot obtain. I have no idea why they keep putting those here, but that's great. This is an area that you're supposed to explore in the post-game, technically, but at the same time, like, the trainers here are perfectly leveled to fight them now. I just realized I missed a hidden item down here. The dowsing machine was going crazy for it before, I just forgot about it. In this rock? Calcium. Alright. I believe that is for defense or attack? Came in here to spray a repel, but I'll check the calcium at the same time. Special attack, okay. I think I'll give that to Strawberry. Strawberry's the newest team member, probably the most behind in EVs at the moment, so the more we can get it, the better. Especially in beneficial stats like that. Anyway, continuing on now. This guy. On a small rise of land, you and I face each other. Yep. True. It's not that small though, it's pretty high up. Veteran Ray. Think of veterans as sort of a step above ace trainers. They tend to use pretty strong Pokemon with decent movesets. Most of their Pokemon will be fully evolved. Kind of a bad example of this, considering this guy is leading with Basculin, but, you know, maybe he'll have some better Pokemon hiding in the back. Basculin was faster than Darunia. I should have seen that. How did you one-shot with Aqua Tail? And Aqua Tail's not a bad move. I think it's a little more powerful than Waterfall, but... okay. I was not expecting Darunia to lose to a Basculin in one hit. That's just kind of... I mean, that's not kind of unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Rasilisk is now our first Pokemon to reach level 40. He's gonna send in his own Darmanitan. We are down 2 team members, because 2 of our team members right now are not ready for battle. So, well, we're down 1 team member, because George is the only one in the PC right now, but... we're... I don't know. Fighting against a veteran is kind of rough when you don't have your, like, full trained team. And Simisage. Strawberry, I guess. I would like to have Darmanitan fight a Simisage, but Strawberry can handle it, probably. Alright. Yeah, just Ice Beam. Hey, but it's going first, at least. One of the few instances where that's a good thing, is when it's using Payback. And we one-shot it, okay. Yeah, this veteran was a bad example of what their teams generally are. Because his team was not great. Luckily, I went ahead and bought a bunch of revives off screen, so... I have those now. Don't have to waste a rare candy every time I want to revive someone. Alright. Continuing on... there's another hidden item. It's probably down there, though. Yep, definitely. And another one to this side. Okay. Uh-oh. I hate when it makes you pick a current. Go for this one. Hopefully... yes! Okay, first try. Cool. Here we are. Welcome to the P2 laboratory. This is a weird remote location. There's a single item here. A dubious disc, yet another evolution item for a Pokemon we cannot obtain. I would also like to note something that I don't really see noted in many other places. There is a massive, unused, and untextured room to the south of the main room here if you use an action replay code to walk through walls. There's nothing here except for tables and trash cans with broken collision, but it seems to imply that this was originally not going to be just some abandoned shack, but potentially a major dungeon at one point in development. I got so distracted thinking about how much I dread the actual next story location that I went out of my way to look for anything interesting about this place, and I was not expecting to find something, but I did. So, that's down there. I would show it, but walk through walls codes are kind of iffy in the DS Pokemon games, and I don't really want to risk using them. At least not when I don't have my save file backed up, which I don't at the current moment. At least not an up-to-date version. Let's fight this guy. And while we're fighting this guy, there is a single new encounter here at the P2 laboratory in Rustling Grass, I believe. Crustle! It's okay, it's kind of the same deal as Dwebble when we went over it in the Desert Resort. Once again, two great abilities, a high defense stat and a great starting move set of Slash, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, and Bug Bite, and you can get Shell Smash right away with using a Heart-Scaled move relearner. It's also a great user of X-Scissor, which we got as a TM a while ago. Nothing bad I can really say about it, it's just a good Pokemon. Please die in one hit, Garbodor. Of course you wouldn't. Oh, and you get a speed boost on top of your attack boost now, that's great. So this thing has a Dragon Dance up now. And it's using a special attack anyway. Awesome. That is the Garbodor Classic. Garbodor actually can't learn Poison Jab, despite it being a physical attacking poison type, which is kind of funny. I mean, it's funny from my perspective as someone who isn't using one, but if you are using one, that's just pretty unfortunate. Down here, TM24 Thunderbolt. This is one of the best TMs in the game, so you should definitely check if any members of your team can learn it. A lot of the Pokemon in the Unova decks that can learn Thunderbolt aren't the best users of it. It's still worth checking, though, just because it's a great damaging move with 100% accuracy and a chance to paralyze. And you'd be surprised with some of the things that can learn it. Nothing currently in my party can, and I know George can't, but maybe in the future. Alright. Heading back into the water. I gotta check my notes, because there's... This is where this route gets a little bit less fun. There's apparently a hidden item that I missed because it's past the... Oh wait, no, I can just go here. Heart Scale. Okay. Can't complain about getting a free Heart Scale. Back to the P2 laboratory on accident, I guess. That's fine. Oops! This is... That just took us right back to the beginning. Okay. I don't have that many repels game. I can't afford to waste them like that. Alright, that's fine. Seems like it's taking us right back anyway, so... Never mind, it just took us right back to the beginning of the route again. Okay! We can just not go forward there, and then... That takes us back around too. Awesome. Alright, I made it back here, so we're gonna ride on our duck. Wonder if that gets uncomfortable for Ducklet. Oh, there's one here? It's through there. Which means I'm gonna have to do guesswork with the currents again. Awesome. Alright, we are back to the P2 laboratory. It's fine, we can kind of ride around the currents from here. Probably gonna have to fight that swimmer. Or not, okay. Another Heart Scale, okay. God, going around these currents is not the easiest thing ever. I was taking a little break, but hey, I always have time for Pokemon battles. Let's enjoy it as much as possible. Okay. You're gonna have a water type, so you already have an advantage, considering my lead. But you're leading with Ducklet, and I have Rock Slide. And, you know, I probably shouldn't be, considering we got one-shot by a Basculin earlier, but I am confident that we can survive a hit from a Ducklet. And even, we're faster anyway, so who cares? Ducklet is dead. And a Frillish, okay, that's our first time seeing one. So I've been spraying repels throughout the whole damn route. Leaf Blade. And that should easily one-shot. Hopefully. Yep. Frillish is tanky, but not that tanky. Whoosh! Shh. True. I'll tell you why I was taking a break. I have trouble with my bikini. It could be washed away. Okay. Sorry. Here? Another Heart Scale. Why are you giving me so many Heart Scales here? That's more heart skills than I've gotten from Driftvale City. Speaking of which, this is a new day that I'm recording in, so I'll have to go back to Driftvale City and just get a heart scale there. Back on Route 18, and there's a hidden item on the ground here, a pearl. Alright. Still gonna be saving those. There's a big pearl. There's so many good hidden items here. If we keep going down here, maybe there will be something else, considering you have to surf to get onto this one tile. Yep. Another heart scale. Oh my god, we've gotten more heart scales here than we have gotten from Driftvale City throughout the entire playthrough. And you can get heart scales there every day. Maybe that says more about my lack of, like, recording, but still. I want to fight this girl. Fights have their own rhythms. I wonder whose Pokemon can fight rhythmically. Oh, I have this awesome guy in the Ore region to introduce you to. His name is Mirror B. His Pokemon move so rhythmically. They're synced to the music until you hit them one time. She only has a Scraggy, so I'm probably going to cut this out. Actually, she has one more Pokemon, so I guess we'll see. If your second Pokemon is more interesting, you'll make the final cut. Girder. And slightly more interesting, but, like, we've still seen it before. I think. Maybe we haven't. Have we seen Girder? I genuinely don't remember. Well, I guess you're making the final cut just because I can't remember if we've seen you before. And you got a one-shot on Darunia without being in Guts because you got a critical hit, so, like, you know, on a technicality, you've made the final cut. Alright, so I was not expecting a Girder to beat Darmanitan. I mean, I was, but I was expecting it to be because, like, I burn it and then it gets, like, Dynamic Punch off while it has Guts active or something. It's not just expecting a simple critical hit. But that's alright. I bought revives for this very reason. We head up here. TM19 Telekinesis. This move is kind of bad. It hurls the enemy in the air to allow them to be immune to ground-type moves, but as a result, any moves targeting them bypass accuracy checks. It's only really good in double or triple battles, and even then, there are very limited situations where it's actually useful. So, yeah, I'd use it if you want, but I don't know why you would, because there are not that many double or triple battles. But that's all for Route 18, so next up, I'm gonna do whatever my notes say, which is go to Castelia City. My notes now say to go to Sky Arrow Bridge and hatch the egg. This egg has had maybe 4 steps, which means there's probably about 1,000 to go, so I'll see you when the egg hatches. By the way, this is what I meant by a long, narrow pathway. You can go in one direction uninterrupted on the bicycle, cross Sky Arrow Bridge, over and over again, until an egg hatches. Oh? Larvesta! Larvesta is unusable. Its stats are awful, it's only level 1, and won't evolve until level 59. There is a better opportunity to use this family later if you want to, but you will not even see Larvesta evolve before the end of the game, and its stats are pitiful until that point. Yeah, I'll give it a nickname. This is waste. And now I have to cross Sky Arrow Bridge just to get a Pokemon that knows Fly again. I thought I was done with this godforsaken bridge. Who would have thought that we'd find a use for Blue Eye of all Pokemon? It doesn't matter what I get rid of, I'm not using it on my team, but Takedown's probably the move I'd like the least on this thing. We need Waterfall for our next destination. We are headed back out for the Lost Lauren Forest where we caught Zoroark. You may recall a certain hidden item that was impossible to get when we first came here, and when we second came here. We have Waterfall now, and since there are no HM requirements for using HMs in this game, we can just use it right away. And first grab this rare candy. Can never have enough of those. And up here, a protein. They just had to wait to give us the... They couldn't wait to give us the dowsing machine. They had to let this single protein taunt us for, like, months of my time so far. They just couldn't go without doing that. That is our only use for Waterfall right now. Just that single protein. There will be more uses for it later, but not for quite a while, so... Yeah, Basculin's going back in the PC. I require Fly again. Now it's time to finally make the final stop in this big journey around Unova to collect things we could get with Surf. And now that we have the badge. It's quite literally come full circle back in Mistralton City. You may remember there was a boy in this house who said to talk to him after we beat Skyla. Oh, a jet badge! You want to get Skyla? Okay, I'll tell you something cool. We left our treasure at the edge of the runway. Only after you talk to him will there actually be an item at the edge of the runway. Don't worry about your dowsing machine, it's not hidden. Down here, this will only appear after talking to him after beating Skyla. TM40 Aerial Ace, a 60 power physical flying type move that never misses. Oh, you found our treasure! Found it. Just kidding. We don't have a Pokemon, so we plan to hide this TM until we got one. But that would be a waste, so here, you can use it. We'll get another one from Skyla. Can you use it? See you. Bye-bye. Real human conversation there. Alright, I actually do... Let's see if anyone can learn Aerial Ace. I know George can, but we already have Acrobatics on George. Although, to be honest, I might prefer having Aerial Ace just so George can continue holding an item, because I don't know if it's worth having no held item in return for a move that George doesn't really get much benefit from. Let's see who else can. Oh, George can't even learn it. Okay. Gracilis can learn it. That would cover the bug weakness, which is not a super common type in the Unova region. But that's still not bad. And we don't really use Leech Seed a lot. Leech Seed is good for, you know, restoring health, but we don't really have a setup that's built around, like, HP restoration right now. We can always get Leech Seed back if we want it later through the move relearner, because we certainly have enough heart scales. Aerial Ace is really good for Grasslisk. The more I think about it, the better it sounds, so I'm gonna go ahead and teach it. I think Wilbur can also learn it. Let's think about what that would cover for Wilbur. Wilbur isn't really weak to anything that flying is super effective on other than fighting. And now that I'm thinking about fighting, I'm thinking about the times Wilbur has been knocked out by, like, girders and stuff. And honestly, Aerial Ace might be better than Poison Jab. If it's not, we have the TM for both, so we can just replace it later. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and heal real quick, because I'm pretty sure I haven't healed since Route 18. With that, We have now seen every single thing there is to see now that we have both the Jet Badge and HMO3 Surf. Except for this Deerling. We didn't see this Deerling. And this Deerling. We didn't see this one either. And this Deerling. Can't forget this one. So with that, I think this is a pretty good place to end things off. Once I, get to the place where I want to end things off. I thought I would have enough to say, but ran into a bunch of wild encounters and threw things off. Next time on Pokemon White version, we are going to be heading into Twist Mountain to hopefully reach our next destination for our next gym badge. See you guys then.